Well, we just got off our fabulous MSC European Christmas cruise, and that was like our fifth or
I think our sixth cruise now.
MSC Cruise. And there are definitely some things that you are going to want to know about cruising with MSC before you book yours. We're talking the food, the dining room arrangements, the confusing drink package, and many more things. So let's get to it. If you've just stumbled upon our channel, I'm Heather, and this is Paul. We're taking retirement on the road, the rails, and the waves. Welcome to the Freedom Strategy. So one thing that's important to understand about MSC is it is a privately owned Italian company. So it's European and it's run a little bit differently than other American cruise lines. So let's talk about the main dining because it is a little bit different. It's a little bit more like a throwback to the old days. Okay, so let's talk about the main dining room seating arrangements first because it's a little bit confusing.
Yeah, especially if you've done other cruises like Royal Caribbean, Carnival. MSC is going to be a little bit different. You need to be aware of that. Number one, they only have two mean seating time. So they're either going to have like a 5:30-ish, they're going to have an early seating, they're going to have a late seating, and you're going to be put into one or the other. When you do book it, you'll get to choose. That doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get put in that time. And then secondly, they're going to assign you a table.
Yeah, and that's important to know because when they assign you a table, when you get to the ship and check on and get your SeaPass card, it is printed on your card. That is the first time you will know what your table is. So
going from there, if you want to go check your table out, go check your table out, go walk through the dining room, find it, see if you like it. You could get seated at a table with 8 people. Maybe you don't want that. You want to sit at a table of 4. Maybe you only want to sit at a table of 2, which you can affect that. And the way you can do that is first, they will open up an area where you can go talk to staff about your assignment. It usually is around noon. That they open that up. You can get in line and you can talk with them about that. You can try to get from the late seating to the early seating or from the early seating to the late seating. And then you can also request a table for 2 if you want to do that. They will try to accommodate you.
They will. And it's, again, it's kind of a throwback to the old days, right? They really start with this. You got early, you got late. Then you may have a group table or a table for 2. So it is a little bit of a throwback. They will try to accommodate you. So you go, there are 2 different times that you can try to change your table or seating time. One is like Paul was saying, when you get on the ship, it opens at about noon and you go talk to the host. And typically what they'll do is they'll either say, yes, we can accommodate you right now. And they tell you your new dining table and time. Or more likely what they do is they say, okay, we're going to put in the request and we're going to see if we can accommodate you. And then they send you a ticket to your room later that day. Bring the ticket with you when you get your new seating assignment, because then that's how they will know where to seat you when you go to dinner. Yeah. And then the last way that you can get a different dining table and different dining time, if they couldn't accommodate you, you didn't get your ticket and you didn't get the change, you actually show up about 5 or 10 minutes after the seating you want. They will seat everybody that has that dining time, and then they will see where they can put you, which is quite honestly what we've done most of the time.
That's what we do. We actually show up a little bit earlier. We get in line because other people know to do this as well. So we get early in line. So when they get everybody seated, we're up front in that line. So as they then fill out with their 2-table seatings or their 4-table seatings, we're early in that line to do that. So that's worked out very well for us.
I was going to say, it sounds a lot more complicated than it really is. And it's worked out great for us. We've always been able to get a table for 2. That is usually what we want. We're not antisocial, but...
But dining's important to us. So we want to make sure that we take care of that first.
Yes, that's usually where the 2 of us stare longingly into each other's eyes at the dining table. Okay. Kind of not really, but anyway, no. So it's worked out great for us. So just keep that in mind because it is different from other cruise lines. Since we're talking about dining, let's talk about the food because for some reason that we don't understand, MSC gets bashed on for its food. I don't understand it because we think they have great food. Let's talk about the food. Talk about the buffet.
To me, it's more of a rumor.
Yeah, so let's talk about the buffet to start.
Yeah, and the buffet, we have been very, very satisfied with a buffet, whether it's for breakfast or for its lunch. We don't go there for dinner, but for breakfast and lunch, we do go there. We love the variety of the food that they always keep it very well presented, very clean.
Yep.
The staff is incredibly friendly.
Yep.
And then, just back to the variety, I think there's more variety in the buffet than there are on the other cruise lines that we go on, which are many. So we're very, very satisfied with how they manage the buffets especially for us for breakfast and lunch.
And a couple of things on that. I really, really pay a lot of attention to the salad bar. And I'm going to tell you, MSC has the best buffet salad bar of all cruise lines I've ever been on, and we've been on a lot. So love the salad bar, huge variety, many, many different things. They've got, you just name it, like 4 kinds of lettuces and artichoke hearts and olives, all kinds of olives. Again, it is Italian. And it's just their salad bar. They also have olive oil and vinegar that I can put on for dressing. Many cruise lines don't bother with that anymore. Just so many choices. The other thing they do is they keep the food hot. I get soup every day for lunch. I love soup. And it's always hot. So they do a fantastic job with their buffet. On many of the ships for breakfast, they have this little health bowl that I absolutely love. And it's just very different. And we are very happy with the buffet.
Yeah, so I would like to add, too, that it's an Italian company. Their pizza is fantastic. Now, their pizza is not American-style pizza. It's Italian-style pizza.
Delicious.
Which is the original pizza, and it's absolutely fantastic. Yep. Their desserts, even in the buffet, at dinner, whenever, their desserts are top-notch.
Yes.
So very positive.
And just one thing to point out is other cruise lines might do a better presentation in the buffet, but I'm telling you,
maybe
the quality, the taste, the cleanliness, the way they keep it shipshape, I think they're the best. I do.
I do too. Yep. And they have, from a variety standpoint too, they have vegan, they have Indian, they have Asian, they have your standard American. Yes. Their variety is outstanding.
The good old standard American diet.
Cheeseburger and hot dog.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's get to the main dining room food. Worth talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say it's solid. They have solid choices. Many of them are a little bit different, right, than you would get in other cruise ships, again, because it is an Italian-owned company. So you're going to see some things that you may or may not like, but they always have a good, solid selection. Now, one thing that we actually just figured out after all these cruises is when you look at the main dining room menu, which, by the way, they usually expect you to scan it with your phone. They do have a paper menu if you request it. They have, how on most cruise ships, they have kind of your standard, every day you can get this, this, and this. It's usually a chicken and a fish and a vegetarian or something like that. We didn't think that MSC had that until we just learned it's in a paragraph on the side of the menu. So it's not listed out like
you would see on a menu.
Yeah, it's like this separate little paragraph, and it says always available to you, and it's got 3 or 4 things. So we did just figure that out. So if for whatever reason there's something on that day's particular menu that you don't like, they always have your standard throwbacks as well.
And a couple other things to point out too is they do have fresh pasta. Again, it's an Italian company. So they have fresh pasta that is made on the ship every night. That at least on our last cruise, it was every night, and that was fantastic.
Right. And they mix it up. It's seafood pasta, it's meat-based pasta, or vegetarian-based pasta, just depending on the night.
Another thing too, regarding your serving team, they're going to be very focused on serving an entire seating. Yeah. So they're not going to want to chit chat. They're not going to want to talk. Right. Some people may like that. Some people may not like that. It doesn't matter to us. We know that they have a job to do. So we let them go about their job.
They're very efficient. But they're really not there to be your BFF.
No, they're not.
So kind of depends on what you want with that. For us, we're good with it. It gets us in, gets us out, and we can make the shows on time.
Yeah.
So I think we've done a great job with the food. They do a great job with the food. Now let's talk about the drinks and the drink package, because it's a little bit confusing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the drink package. The first thing that's probably worth pointing out is that their serving size of drinks, I would say, are a little bit small. Now, their drinks are not terribly expensive, but they are pretty small. So if you're inclined to want to drink, I do recommend getting the drink package. Now let's talk about the different drink packages.
Yeah, they have two different drink packages. One is called the Easy package. The other one is called the Premium drink package. It's confusing. It's even on our 6th cruise that we just did, we were confused. We went with the Easy package this time, which meant it is very fixed. It's very fixed on, you'll get one beer and it's a Heineken. You will get a very specific set of mixed drinks and they will not vary away from that set of mixed drinks. And then they'll give you some spirits and a very small selections of wine. Now, if you look through that and that fits you, that's perfect because it's half the price or maybe even less than half the price of the Easy of the Premium package. The Premium package just opens it up to just about everything that you'd want on board. And if that's important to you, get the Premium drink package, which we will probably do next time.
Yes, and a couple of things to point out. One is they actually used to have 3 drink packages. So just in case you read that somewhere, they don't do that anymore. They just have the 2. And again, if you get the Easy package, it's not expensive at all. Really do go look at the menu and see if those are the drinks you're going to drink 90% of the time, then definitely just go with the Easy package.
Yeah, even if you do want to drink outside of that, they will give you the credit for, I think it's $7 credit that they'll give you towards whatever drink that is you're going to buy. Now, one other thing too that's incredibly important is they will offer discounts for those packages before the cruise. And I think they shut it down 2 days before the cruise. So you need to, if you're going to get the drink package and you want the discounts, do it ahead of time. Because once you get on board, unlike Royal Caribbean and other cruise lines or even Carnival where they'll offer you a discount on day one or even day 2, they will not do that on MSC. You will miss out on that discount.
And they don't vary it at all because we really did try to negotiate some sort of deal. And they actually took us into their system and showed they have the ability to discount like the spa or other treatments or other things. They literally get locked out of that drink package button. They cannot discount it at all. So if you want a discount, keep your eye open for it before.
And it's substantial. That pre-cruise discount is substantial. You don't want to miss out on that.
Definitely look for that as well. The other thing I want to say is, yes, if you get the Easy drink package, you can then pay the difference to up your drink. That doesn't work all the time. Sometimes they get very confused by that. And they either don't understand the drink that you want to upcharge it to, or they just charge you for the full drink. So I would say look at what's on the Easy drink package. If that's what you want, absolutely get that. It's a bargain. But if you're going to want to vary from it, definitely do the Premium drink package. Yeah.
Or pay a la carte. Drinks are small.
All right. So we've covered food, drinks. Let's talk about embarkation and debarkation. And is it disembarkation or debarkation? I see it both. But MSC, particularly in their European cruise, they have a really unique feature. Again, we did just do this fabulous Christmas cruise, and it was amazing. We went to Germany, we went to Belgium, we went to France.
Amsterdam. No, not Amsterdam. We went to the Netherlands. Oh, sorry.
The Netherlands. Yeah, so that cruise was absolutely amazing. But it really brought to light one of the things that MSC does that is totally different from any cruise line I've ever seen. That is, people can actually choose the cruise to start. If they want to get on the ship in France, they can do that. Or if they'd rather get on in Belgium, they can do that. And so some people are there for a 1-week cruise. We got on in Southampton for a 1-week cruise. Some people got on in Germany for a 1-week cruise. Other people got on in France for a 4-day cruise. So it's very, very interesting. I don't think they do this for their American cruises.
We haven't seen that they do that for American cruises, but we know we saw that in this one that was in Central Europe. And we also just booked the one out of Dubai, and it offered embarkation in Dubai or Abu Dhabi or even Bahrain, I believe. So it had multiple locations where people could choose to get on the same boat at different times.
Yes, and it's very interesting to have those options. What I will say is it does add a little bit of additional sort of churn and maybe some chaos to the ship, because when you think about it, you've got people coming on one day, people getting off on another day. It's not everybody at the same time, and that's kind of good and bad. When we got on the ship, there were far fewer people getting on because there were already a bunch of people on the ship. Same thing with getting off of it. But what it does mean is on any given day that you're in port, again, specific to their non-American cruises, you're going to have people coming on and off with luggage. You're going to hear the announcements. You're going to hear
the safety drills
every
afternoon.
All that kind of stuff. So, it's a plus minus situation depending on how you look at it. But if you are considering a non-US cruise with MSC, which we highly recommend, we've done many, keep that in mind. You have a lot more choice and variety that you can do and many more options.
Yeah, and at least understand it, because so you aren't surprised when this is going on during your cruise and you're wondering, what's going on?
Yeah, we did the safety drill yesterday. Why are they talking about it
Why
today?
are they talking about it again? Yeah. That's why I think it's a tremendous feature to give people options to take advantage to what fits them.
Right.
And it was fun to watch new, friends, people that we met that they're leaving, and then new people are coming on.
Yeah.
And it's interesting.
Yeah, it's been really, really fun.
I think it's a great feature.
So just keep that in mind. And then also sort of along the same lines, two different things. One is because it's a largely international crowd, the announcements are in multiple languages. At first, it's a little bit, you have to get used to it, but you really do get used to it. And the second thing about that is the safety drill. They do it differently than other cruise lines do. Basically, you just have to know there's a video. You have to watch it in your room. You don't watch it on the app beforehand. And then you go check in at your muster station, but they limit it to between 4 and 5 p.m. That is the only time you can do it. So you have to do it during that time. Yeah. But that's it. It's easy.
It's kind of a throwback to the old muster drills, not where you have to actually go out and stand by a lifeboat, but it's probably one version ahead of that where you have to go to a specific place and do a safety briefing.
Yeah.
Yes. And then one more little tiny thing to add in too is when you're getting on board, they allow you to bring your luggage into your room, which is very nice. So you get to offload if you're walking on with your luggage, like we always do, we go to the room, whether the room is still being serviced, which typically it is, we put it there, we walk out. Yeah. We go up and get our Prosecco, our little celebration. we then go get lunch and we wait for our room to be done. But at least we're not dragging luggage around. They don't want luggage around the ship. Right. So they allow you to bring it in and tuck it somewhere in your room. And so it's not out. You're managing it until the rooms are ready.
Very, very nice feature. If you are bring your bags with you, as we are. I did this video up here about how we pack for 4 months in just a backpack. So check that out.
One other point that I want to make about MSC and really to help you make a choice on whether you're going to book or if you've already booked, how to make sure you're aware and you really enjoy it is it has a far more international crowd on that ship typically than what you're used to with a Carnival or a Norwegian or a Royal Caribbean Celebrity, those types of things. So we absolutely love that. We do. We love the variety of people that are on board. There's going to be the Americans typically don't dominate, especially over here in Europe. The Americans, there are a ton of Brits on board. There are a ton of the international mix was absolutely fantastic. So be ready for long announcements in multiple languages. The cruise director on this one, I think she was very fluent in at least 4 different languages.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
So be ready for that. Actually enjoy it. Yeah. I think it's fantastic to see people enjoying the same experience through their lens of their culture.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting. It's been one of the things that we have loved most of all. Now, having said that, it's also important to know MSC is doing a lot to break in and possibly dominate the United States market. One thing I'd like to point out is they actually just built and opened the largest and most expensive port in the United States in Miami, the cruise terminal in Miami for MSC.
Beautiful.
It is gorgeous. So they are here to stay.
They're serious.
And they mean business. And I'm telling you, they take it very, very seriously. And we just think they do a phenomenal job. We are huge fans of MSC. They are just gradually, and maybe not so gradually, really breaking into the United States market. In fact, the ship we just got off of, the Poesia, is going in the next season to Alaska. It is the perfect ship for Alaska. If you are considering booking an Alaskan cruise, definitely look at the Poesia. It's a perfect cold weather ship. Lovely indoor
tons and
venues.
Tons of lounge space, tons of warmth on that ship.
Right. Yeah, it's with smaller ships, so it'll get into the smaller ports. It's lovely, lovely ship.
Yeah. And we're going on a very new ship here in a month in Abu Dhabi.
Out of Dubai.
Out of Dubai, I'm sorry, in the Middle East.
Yes.
And I can't wait to get on that ship.
The MSC Euribia. I'm not quite sure how to say it. It's only been out a couple of years. And so we will certainly bring you that. So if you're interested in more MSC content to see the options, I do invite you to subscribe because it's definitely part of our cruising future for sure.
Most definitely.
Yes. So thank you so much for joining us on The Freedom Strategy. I really do hope that this has helped to give you a little bit of clarity of MSC because there is a lot of confusion out there. We love it. Every time we go on an MSC cruise,
it's been great
we love it even more. Yeah. So happy cruising, and we will see you next time.